Uniqo Williams. That's right, it's your boy. Coming at you whenever I'm coming at you because today is my favorite day of the week. Why? Well, I'm here with y'all today. And Lord knows I didn't have to be. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for bringing me through here. Bring me to another day and bring me through another one and bring me to a place where I can talk to you, talk amongst you all again. Woo! Love it, love it, love it, love it, man. I had a very good Memorial Day weekend. How was yours? How was yours? I I had a good one. It was cool. I went to a block party. I ate some good food. Shout out to Ashley. That was fire. We got another black party coming up. It's gonna be for a lot of different things, but one of the things we will be doing is we will be doing a balloon release for my brother. He passed away. His name is Twill, and we gonna show some respect and some love because he loved everybody around him. I think about Twill a lot. I think about him a lot. He was always so cool. I've never seen him be mad. I've never seen it. He's always just so cool under fire, under pressure, man. He didn't get roasted. Somebody cussing him out. Blah. He's just so cool, man. And I used to envy that, man. I used to envy that all the time. Because point blank, period. Being cool, staying on your square, that kind of thing. I envy that. And I always wondered what he was thinking. And we talked, but it seemed like, when we did talk, it was always, okay, here's a quick joke, blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. But he would go right in to put me on game about stuff. But in a sense, we were so different. But were we really that different? I don't think so. He loves people. I love people. He wants the best in people. He sees the best in people. I see the best in people. And to I strive for that. I strive to see if I can bring that out of people, but you know, I never knew how he could just always do it and just move on to the next thing. See, that was the difference. He had the power to move on to the next thing, the next important subject. Like, you like he could go and address this thing and then just continue being a good person and being somebody positive all the way through. He could always do that. Like I'm like people have said stuff to him in front of me where I'd be kind of pissed, you know, and he never got pissed, man. Ever. I never saw it. And we're brothers. And I just think that it just takes a special kind of person to not take things personally, or if you take things personally, to not show it. I don't come from that in a sense. I'm not. I'll tell you. I come from a world of long speeches and saying what you want to say, point blank, period. And don't get me wrong, that man said what he wanted to say every single time. But he was able to do it in the most debonair and suave way. And I thought I was a charmer. I thought I was, the talker. I thought I was, nah, man. He just had a way of going about things. And, if you really want something, you can't let the rest of the world, you know, affect you. And honestly, that's what I did learn about myself this weekend, this past Memorial weekend, is that I am growing and I have grown. Boy, I used to be an old toxic son, boy. Do you hear me? I used to be toxic. I mean, and that's dating back to just last year. I was toxic last year. But you ever have a feeling in your gut? You know it's right. And sometimes that ain't just you, but however you want to call it, you call it universe, you call it God, you call it whatever it is. Something affects you and tells you something. Some don't smell right about this pot of chitlins. And learning to trust it. Learn to trust it, and then still trying to keep a door open um, in those situations for people, because I don't believe that people are bad. I don't believe that people are born bad. I don't believe that people are just wake up one day and be like, I'm about to start hurting people. I'm about to start making people's lives miserable. I'm about to start doing this, that, and the third. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe that's a learned behavior, or that's maybe the behavior of somebody that just don't give a f. Either way it goes, being able to keep that door open for somebody, because that's the thing that Goku taught me. There's always room to be good. There's always a chance to go back and be a good person. And I believe that. I'm I'm a living I'm a living example. I've done bad in my wrong. I've done wrong in my life. I've said bad things to people. I've done bad things. I'm not perfect at all. But I do actively choose to do the right thing whenever I can. Despite my past, despite my history, I've chosen a path of doing good and being the best person I can and keeping that door open for everybody, because it can happen. So everybody can change, and we got to keep that door open. Which brings me to my point, fans. Oh my God, fans is back in the building, and child, they showing out. They are showing out, man. I gotta say, I love it. I love it. I like fans being back in the building. I like them trash talking. I like, and what brings me to talking about this right now, I like what Kyrie Irving is doing. I like what he did. For those who don't know, Kyrie Irving used to play for, obviously, he was drafted in the first round by the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron came back. They won a championship together, but somebody was like, "I'm not no Robin. I'm Superman. I mean, I'm Batman." Cool, that happened. He gets traded. They do him a solid, trade him to Boston. That was a good trade, good for him. Boom, he went to a decent team, man. Boston wasn't bad at the time. A young Tatum, a young Brown. I mean, it wasn't a bad situation. That they weren't bad, but some would go on and talk about maybe his leadership wasn't what they expected, and maybe he didn't bring along the young guys the way he probably should have. Okay, cool, get past that. But he played in Boston, did the best he could, I suppose, and just he did say, "Boston, I'll stay as long as you have me," that kind of thing. He went on to the Nets, signed a big old contract, played with the Nets with KD, Kevin Durant, and after basically what happened in 2020, folks took a different eye to just race relations and things like that, and even within their own cultures and whatnot, they they just started looking at race and everything differently. And Kyrie was one of them. He identifies as Native American. He identifies as African American. He identifies as a lot of things, and that's cool. Like, do that, bet, embrace everything that you are, embrace what you are. I'm here for that. I'm here for all of it. But anyway, we're in the playoffs. Boston is playing against the Nets. Kyrie, he stomped on the logo, on the eye of the logo. I thought it was great theater. Because isn't that what sports is? Sports is theater. Sports is entertainment. That's what sports are. It's entertainment. And I'm here for all of it. I enjoyed that. I missed that part of society where you get the booze, you get the praise, you get the adulation, or you go to a rival a rival arena and they chanting your name for MVP because that's how good you are. And then there's also that other side of it where it's like, no, it's not so much, you know, we want to beat you. We want we want our team to beat you. That's the kind of fan base that Boston is, but also Boston has kind of a seedy story going around it. Whereas, people feel like, there's a racist history in the city of Boston. It's not so much like the team because the team has had plenty of black players on it. But there's been reports of visiting players coming through and getting called racist stuff. And there's been situations where I believe Utah is another fan base. I'm not going to speak on Indiana, but I wouldn't be surprised. Me being from there in a sense, I grew up in Indiana 100%. I wouldn't be surprised based off of some of the things I see. It's the racism for me. It's the racism for me. It's not so much if you throw an empty bottle at Kyrie Irving, because there's been a couple instances where um, they've thrown a bottle of water. This is after Kyrie did the logo thing. They threw a water bottle at Kyrie. Russell Westbrook was in Philadelphia and he got popcorn poured on him. And then I believe in Washington, which I thought was super funny. I thought it was funny. But in Washington, somebody ran on the court and they smacked board. Like, I thought that was funny. That's cool. One thing I haven't seen out of the NBA and any of the fans and whatnot, I've not seen anyone be hurt. I've not seen a professional athlete be hurt in these situations. I haven't seen that. Fans being fans, pour popcorn. That's not a big deal. But I mean, as a man, you like, or just I guess as a person, you don't want popcorn. Okay, so you're not going to throw popcorn on anybody just walking in the street unless you kind of want that smoke. But from a professional athlete standpoint, I think that you ain't gotta never give up your manhood if you feel like, hey man, I'm a man at the end of the day. Don't do that stuff. Don't do that. I'm here for that. I'm here. I'm 100% behind you with that. But I'm also of the moniker. I'm also of the mindset of if it's not gonna harm you, the popcorn thing. I mean, I thought it was funny. It wouldn't be funny to me if I was losing for sure. It wouldn't be funny to me if this just happened randomly on the street. But I'm like, fans are being fans, and I know, and from what I seen in Europe, they shows out over there. But I like it. I like Kyrie stepping on the logo. I like it. I think it's hilarious. I think every time he goes to Boston, they should boo him. And I'll never forget something Kobe Bryant said. He said there was no better. I believe CO said it as well. There is nothing better, Terrell Owens, for those who don't know. There's nothing better than a rowdy crowd and you do something to make them shut the hell up. I like that. That's competitive. I like it. They're booing the hell out of you, and then you just do what you do. You do what you do, and you shut them up. Or if you don't show up, the booze is there. They're like, "Yay, we beat you. We beat you." Nobody in that crowd played against you. Nobody in that crowd played a lick of defense. Nobody did any of that. But I gotta say, that's what makes sports sports. And I like that part about sports. So Kyrie, step on logos, like be a villain. We haven't seen a villain in so long in sports. We have not seen a real villain. They try to make LeBron a villain. He's a nice guy. Sorry. They try to make KD a villain. He's a nice guy. Sorry. Like they kept coming up with these commercials. What if I was a bad guy? He's not a bad guy. Now, shout out to KD on Twitter. That boy, you don't want to smoke with him. That boy is funny. Okay? Do you hear me? That boy is funny. But from the from every like he's not a bad guy. And let's get on to the respect aspect of it. Let's talk respect. Kevin Garnett didn't like that. Glenn Davis, he didn't like that. Okay? They didn't like that. They said, anybody that's ever played for the Celtics before, they They got us messed up, and when you did that, you disrespected all of us. No, no, he's just mad at Boston. It didn't have nothing to do with KG because I believe that Kyrie Irving would have said something to KG. Didn't have nothing to do with Big Baby Davis because he don't care. I'm sure Rondo doesn't care. Anybody from that championship team, Paul Pierce, we know he don't care because that's what that old Cohe would do to you and make you not care too much. But Glenn Big Baby Davis said, by you doing that, you disrespected everybody that ever wore that uniform. Did he really? Did he disrespect Larry Bird by stepping on Lucky? And his whole thing is about racism. Like he's like, man, I ain't, hey man, I ain't dealing with Boston. Boston don't do nothing but try and get stuff cracking. Um, It is what it is. I gotta finish this podcast because well, not the podcast part of the video part of it because it reached the max size limit or whatever because I probably didn't erase some stuff and that's cool. I'm not tripping. We ain't worried about that. We'll release what we can. That's fine. But the whole thing can be right here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Y'all know the deal. I'm out here. Y'all can listen to me. So let's keep it going. We'll keep it going. So at any rate, so at any rate, um, he big baby Glenn Davis. He's like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. And let's keep it basketball before somebody get hurt for real. Whoa, excuse me. You talking about let's keep it basketball before somebody get hurt for real? What? Let's keep it basketball before somebody gets hurt for real? Bruh, the man stepped on the logo. He stepped on the logo that's in the middle of the court that people step on thousands of times a game because it's in the middle of the court. It's in the middle of the court. Huh? Huh? Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. Damn that logo. Let's talk about, since we're gonna keep it woke and political and whatnot, let's take it back. Let's take it back to this American flag. Hell, let's take it back to this Confederate flag. Let's take it back to that. Let's talk about both of these flags. At the end of the day, they're symbols. I get it. But when somebody burnt the flag or when somebody put a blue line on there, which I think that's not cool, but because we know what you're saying, because I think it's like you're saying you above what it is to be American, but that again, symbolism is a motherfucker. So you can take it how you want to, but it's a basketball logo. he stepped on a basketball logo. So what? Who cares? He stepped on a basketball logo. Lucky the leprechaun. Who cares? I don't. Pacers, hometown team. Step on the Pacer P thing because we into it. You know, the things you would hear coming out the crowd and all that stuff, yeah, like that should fire you up, and I feel like it should fire up the fans. And every time you come there, you should just be a great game because you giving all you because you stepped on the logo, but not talking about, hey, just keep it basketball. I think he was keeping it basketball. I don't like Boston. I've been in Boston. I've dealt with some things, and I don't like the city. So it is what it is. Now, if I'm going to be public enemy number one, I'm gonna be that. And every time I come there, it is what it is. Y'all keep it basketball because that's what Kyrie, for the most part, kept it basketball. Man, bump that logo. My one of my heroes, Terrell Owens. We know what he did. We know what Terrell Owens did. He went to Dallas and he stepped on that star and he ended up playing for Dallas and helping Tony Romo do what he does. So let's not talk about none of that. We don't even talk about none of that. But we know, we saw what happened. He went to Dallas and he played well, but before then he was just taunting a team, taunting a fan base. The fan base. That's what happens. It's sports. That's what you do. You can take that back to elementary school sports. It's just what you do. You know, take it back to high school sports. I was Bearcat. They were rebels. I talk a little shit about the rebels. They talk a little shit about the Bearcats. At the end of the day, we kept it. We kept it basketball. We kept it football. We kept it track. We kept it whatever we volleyball. We kept it that. But we say F them and they say F us. But at the end of the day, we all homies. It is what it is. It's a sport. Kyrie, I don't think he's looking for the respect of Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. No disrespect to either one. I don't think he's looking for that right now. He's in a different place in his life. He doesn't have a problem with them. He doesn't have a problem with Brad Stevens. I don't believe. I don't. You know, he might. I don't know. But he got a problem. He doesn't have. He. His problem. I don't think is with the people on the team. He's got and the people in the past. He doesn't have a problem with that. He's got a problem with just. He got a problem with Boston. So what? He's beefing with a city. I mean, Chief Keef beef with New Jersey, and he's okay. So this dude literally said he's gonna blow New Jersey up, and like it's no big deal, man. It's okay. It's a logo. It's a symbol, but it's not like inherently like straight up disrespecting somebody's mom or their grandma or nothing like that. It's a logo, and I want to be booed every time I come into the visiting field or the basketball court. I also want to shut them up. If I'm having a bad game or something like that, I also want to be the one to shut them up and win the game. Whatever, that's competition. But shout out to the fans. I think that shit is funny, especially dude that ran out on the court. He just he pat backboard. Dwight Howard standing over him. I don't know what he's doing. Folks just be trying to get in the camera, just to get in the camera. That is what that is. Don't get me started on that. I'll leave that be. But I say this much. I just think it's funny. But something did bring a tear to my eye today. I saw a little kid run out on the court and hug Carmelo Anthony. That brought a tear to my eye. It did. That kid will never forget that. Carmelo Anthony. He ran around that court and ran right to Carmelo Anthony. I know Carmelo Anthony feels some type of way about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they might have some kind of, just some kind of like arms reach kind of relationship. Like, hey man, remember when I was playing for the Knicks, you ran on the court, like, hey, I got a basketball camp, I'll do this for you. Maybe that kid's not even in the basketball anymore, but he got to go hug his hero, man. And I was thinking about, I was like, damn, what if I was 4, 5, 6, 7 years old and I said, you know what, F it. I'm running out on this court and I'm about to go hug the hell out of Marvin Harrison. I'm about to go hug Terrell Owens. I would cry. That would make my day. I'll never forget that. I hug Terrell Owens. Like, it's not like you get magic powers from touching your heroes. That's not how that works. It's not Marvel Universe. It's not DC Extended Universe. It's none of that. It's just what it can do for you mentally to meet your hero. Like, I went and watched Kanye West. I was in Indianapolis. I was at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and it was I walked in there and I had no idea where Kanye was coming from. So I bought these tickets like midsection because I just wanted to watch him. Like I wanted to watch my hero. I wanted to watch him do what he does. And he surprised the hell out of me. Comes floating in on the stage and floats right past me. And I was like, what the hell? You're supposed to be down there so I can watch and observe you. And here you come doing what you do. Doing what you do best. Surprising the hell out of me. Being great. Being a genius. Doing what makes me doing what helps me, helps push me and be happy. Y'all know how I feel about Kanye West. Kanye West made me feel okay to be my damn self, man. Because I came up in the 90s, early 2000s, like that was a different place, man. That was a different place. Like, you couldn't be yourself. If you wanted to ride on the bus, if you wanted to, have a peaceful bus ride home at that. And let's not even get on the fact on all the different things that we do as black people that to put each other down. We do that shit. It is what it is. But you end up becoming outside yourself just so everybody else, the majority, everyone else does not fuck with you. You feel me? Those are the things that happen to me growing up, and I had to bust it. I didn't want to wear a tall tee. I thought that shit was tacky as fuck. Shit suck. But, 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 I did it so I could have a peaceful bus ride, man. Peaceful bus ride, man. Without people fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? And school already has what it was. I was in honors classes, and like that was already a stress on itself. And then like being in a room of quote unquote like just a whole bunch of white people, having to keep up because like you feel like your whole family legacy is on your back because you in here with all these white people. So you got to do the best you can and stay right up there. Man, that shit sucked. That's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And then not to mention while you over here trying to hold your people up, you walking outside. Look, oh, egghead. That's what they call me. They call me Egghead Junior growing up, man. Made fun of me for being smart. Like those are the type of things that black people have to go through, man. Black people have to go through like in general. Like it's already enough, you know. I think we deal with enough, and it's a damn shame that we tend to heap even more onto each other. Hmm. I don't know, something to think about. But Glenn Davis, nobody's trying to just. Everybody's keeping in basketball. Nobody's who is about to go. Who's about to suit up to go see Kyrie about any of this? I don't believe anybody is. But there are a lot of issues, and one of those things. Yeah, somebody running the court, man. All right, whatever. But sometimes it's the things that we do to each other. We're already somewhat at a disadvantage. Sometimes it's when we don't hold each other up, which causes the biggest problem. Think about Chicago, and I think about what's going on in Jacksonville right now. Think about those things, man. It's not there, and it's not trying to fight the powers that be, the things that try and hold us down. Not trying to, man. We hurt each other all the time, man. My all my heartbreaks and pretty much every time I've been hurt is somebody that looks like me, man. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, in the workplace, and growing up, yeah, like even from my first jobs, not so much my first jobs, but like when I was a teenager and stuff, but like my adult jobs, like mm, nah, 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 nah. Just there were just some jobs where that I've had where I was treated less than, or who does he think he is? I've dealt with that, and I was skipped over for opportunities and things like that because of that right there. Who do I think I am? So we get that enough from everyone else, but why do we do it to each other? I get the who do I think I am all the time. I'm gonna tell you who I think I am. I think I'm somebody that deserves to be respected, and I wholly place that on the fact that I respect everyone else. Um, I don't think I ask too much of anyone. I just ask that people just try and be good people. I've sinned in my life. I know I have. I may have cheated on somebody before. I don't recall. I don't recall. Um, I may have even been miserable in relationships, but I still never went there. I still never I still never cheated. Um, yeah, man. I just tried my best, and I think it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot on us as black men. It's a lot on us. Somehow we're always less than thou, and I think that even comes. And honestly, man, shit. A lot of my heartbreak it didn't come from my friends and at school and stuff like that. A lot of my heartbreak and all that stuff it came from black women. And I'm not going against black women or anything like that. Don't put me in it. Don't do that shit. Don't do that because I love them. Or I wouldn't be, if I had decided that I was done with black women or anything like that, then maybe I'm not having that conversation right now. I'm just having a general conversation about women. I'm just saying my heartbreak came from black women. You know, whether that comes from your mom, that comes from people that, you know, say that they love you back, those kind of things. Those are the things. It's just, I just think it's a lot being black men, and it's already bad enough when, you know, people that look like you, another man is talking crazy to you or making you feel like you less than now, and then you got women that make you feel like you less than now, and then but all somehow we all at some point supposed to hold hands and come together against this unified thing, man. It's hard for me to come unified with you when I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's anybody. Like, I take it back to Dragon Ball Z. When you trying to be a good person and you trying to do the best that you can, and it's hard for me to unify with you because I don't like you. Goku and Vegeta, it was best for them to come together and become Vegito or become Gogeta. That was what was best for everyone. But it's hard to make Gogeta. It's hard to make Vegito when Vegeta don't want nothing to do with you. You know? When one of your strongest allies doesn't want to unify with you, they rather do it their own way. That's a tough thing, man. I'm telling you, black men, boy, we got it rough. So I'm not mad at Kyrie Irving for feeling how he feels about Boston. I'm not mad at Boston fans feeling how they feel about him. He was a basketball player for their team. He didn't want to play for y'all no more. He was done with y'all. He didn't like it. Was something he didn't like. And I'm sure y'all was tired of him too. He wasn't playing every time. He was underperforming. And I wouldn't say I'm not gonna say that he did that on purpose. But I'll say this. You feel like you turned his back on your team, so you don't like him anymore. And some people said some things about him and he didn't like it when he came to Boston. And it is what it is. But Lakers about to play. Lakers are currently playing right now. I haven't even checked the score. They're getting on my nerves. But LeBron James, is he going to have an epic game? I don't know. We about to have to see because I believe AD is out. But it's all good. Ladies, let me let you know who's in it. It's your boy. Go to christianmingle.com. Look up Bartholomew because I check in every game. Okay? Also, make sure y'all catch me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Mama, I'm on Spotify. Y'all know how we do. Overall 99 ENT on YouTube. You can catch this show here. I somehow screwed up something, so you only got half a visual. That's all right. Don't worry. I'll put some kind of visual. Probably me doing stuff. I don't know. But either way it goes, we still drop it on YouTube. Overall 99 ENT is on YouTube. It's going down. Zell May, he's been going at it, aka Let Alpha. My boy KCP, Kid Creative Players. Zell May is bringing on many guests. I'm loving it. Shout out to Bree. Can't wait to see you again. We gonna get it in. Houston, what's the move, baby? So again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Do You Hear Me? With Uniqo Williams. I holla. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Don't forget, every Thursday, the full podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Mama, I'm on Spotify. Overall 99 ENT bring you videos from Friday all the way to Friday. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. I holla.